Coach Corey Wayne, and this is my video coaching newsletter. And the topic of today's newsletter is going to be getting laid when you're ugly. Well, what prompted me to do an article and a video on this particular topic is over the past few days, I've been having a very lively discussion on YouTube with a couple of guys, I think it's about 3 different guys actually, who are absolutely, beyond a shadow of a doubt, convinced that the only reason they can't get girls, can't get laid, can't pick up pretty girls is because they're butt ugly. Now that may be true to a degree. However, what you got to understand about women, it's like if you actually talk to women and interview them and say, what are the top 3 qualities that you absolutely must have in a guy? Usually what they're going to say is confidence, sense of humor, are usually going to be the top 2. Good looks is usually the 3rd, 4th, or 5th thing. Now here's what I say about that is that the way I look at myself, physically I think I'm just an average dude. There's really nothing special about me. I mean, I take really good care of myself, so I'm in good shape. I have a nice body. I have a lot of pride in myself. And so I'm happy and I take care of myself, and so I have a good, healthy self-esteem. And the way I think all women want me. And if they don't initially, it's just a matter of time. Now, even though that's the way I think, and that's how, even when I start talking to a woman, I already have, my attitude is, she has to want me. That's my attitude, but unfortunately, the reality of that is, it's not the case. Actually, the majority of women that I like and who I find really attractive are not going to be interested in me. And like I talk about in my book, on a scale of 1 to 10, or say 0 to 100%, a woman's got to see, you have to have at least 51% or higher. She has to have 51% or higher interest level in you, or you don't have a chance. If the interest level is 47%, you ain't got a chance. Even if you are a guy that most women think is as good looking as Brad Pitt, if this particular woman, for whatever reason, you just don't push her buttons and she thinks you're a 4, that's it. You're a 4, there's nothing you can do about it. Even if 99% of the women in the world think you're incredibly handsome, it doesn't matter. And what that means is that you can look at it also this way, on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the most beautiful, really attractive men, most desirable men in a woman's eyes, and 1 being the absolute most butt ugly guy that hit every branch of the ugly tree as he was falling out of it on his way down. And so what that means is if 51%, you're basically talking, a woman's got to look at you and think you're at least a 5.25 on a scale of 1 to 10. And what does that equate to? She's going to think you're average, or do you think he's good looking? He's like, well, he's okay, he's average, he's maybe kind of cute. And so that's what 51% interest is going to be. And so she's not going to be really enthusiastic. She's going to kind of be mediocre. She'll kind of half try, won't really try too hard to get to know you. But what will cause her, you got a chance because physically you're at least a 5, 5.25. And so if you're at least that, by applying what I teach in my book in the courtship phase, it takes about 2 months, 2.5 months. If you do everything right over the course of, say, a dozen or so dates in that period of time, you can take a woman who initially looks at you and thinks, hey, he's kind of cute, he's okay, to getting her to fall totally head over heels in love with you. Because women fall in love through the ears. They fall in love through engaging their emotions by having a good time, making them feel comfortable, playing with them, bantering in a playful, teasing way, kind of like you treat the bratty little sister. And that's the way you want to approach and handle your interactions with her. You go out on a date and it's like, you don't think about relationships, you don't think about dating, you don't forget about commitments or any of that bullshit. Your goal is to create the next opportunity for sex to happen, where you go out and you go to 2 or 3 different places, maybe a wine tasting, and then maybe a happy hour for a couple of drinks and some hors d'oeuvres, and then maybe somewhere else for a nice dinner. And then maybe after that, maybe go someplace to have an after-dinner drink or something. Or maybe listen to a live band. Obviously not some place that's so loud that you can't talk, but a place where you can hang out and interact, and then obviously the final place you want to go is either her place or your place, where hopefully sex can happen. And by going to two, three, four different places during the course of an evening with a woman, you're in essence giving her the experience of like taking her on multiple dates, because most women sleep with guys after the second or third date. And so you can basically speed up the process by doing these things. Now here's the key. If a woman looks at you and thinks you're a 5.25, he's about a 5 on a scale of 1 to 10. If she thinks of you that way, there are very few things that you can do wrong and screw up with her before she decides that you ain't worth the fucking time. However, if a woman, just for whatever reason, you push her buttons and she thinks you're an 8 out of 10 as far as hotness or attractiveness in her eyes, you can do a lot more things wrong before you'll turn her off completely to the point where you're out and that's it and you got no further chance with her. Now, these guys that think that because they're ugly, I mean, what it is they're bullshitting themselves. They haven't had success that they want. Deep down, they feel they deserve it, and they resent it, and they're pissed off that women aren't paying attention. And more than likely, I guarantee you it is. It's like once these guys read my book, the light bulbs will start to go off, and they'll start to see what they've been doing wrong. But what you also got to realize is that you have to interact with enough women by using the proper techniques to start to see the patterns where you can start to disseminate the ones that you kind of got a chance with and the ones that you don't. And so over time, you start to interact more with women that find you attractive. Like I said, she might just think you're kind of cute, or maybe she's really not in the mood to talk to you when you first start chatting with her, but by messing with her, teasing her, busting on her 10% of the time, making fun of her in a teasing, playful kind of way. But 90% of the time, you're the charming James Bond where nothing diminishes. You have the attitude like I was talking about earlier. You think you're the fuck. I mean, the way I look at it is like I'm an average. Physically, I know I'm just an average dude. But internally, I think I'm one of the sexiest guys on the planet. And that's the mindset that I come from when I talk to a woman. Not that I'm saying that or I'm trying to use my pedigree or my accomplishments. I don't ever mention that shit unless she starts to ask me, because that's a sign of interest. But I show up. And my attitude is it's just a matter of time before she realizes what a catch I am and she wants to sleep with me. But like I said, most of the time that's not going to be the case, because most women are just not, that I find really super beautiful, I'm not going to be a 5.25 of them. I may be a 4 or a 3, but they might think I'm a really cool guy. But, the bottom line is physically, I don't do it for them. There's nothing I can do. Now, what most guys do is they get all caught up in that and they get pissed off about that and they get focused on one chick instead of just moving on to the next, because it's a numbers game. But if you don't understand women, if you don't understand what they respond to, and you're pissed off, or you're not really happy in life, or you hate your fucking job, I mean, you got to show up to a relationship feeling happy, excited about your life, and you got to be happy, whole, and complete as you are right now. You got to be having a blast by yourself being single. Because it's only in that, when you're in that place, that you're basically coming to a relationship where your cup's running over, so to speak. Everything is just kicking ass in your whole life, and you're happy. And it's like, oh, wow. Because the whole purpose of all relationships is you go there to give. And so you start talking to a woman, and she's the same way. She's happy, and she's loving her life. She doesn't need you for jack shit. She's rich, or she's got money, or she's successful. She's got her own thing going on. But the purpose of all relationships is you go there to give. And so by focusing on giving unconditionally to the other person, because neither one of you need anything, because you already got everything you need. You're happy and you're complete, but you simply come together and you share your completeness with one another. So basically, you each become blessings to each other's lives in a way that just fulfills you even more and makes you even more happier than you already are. But a guy that has approached 1,000 women, like one guy was talking about these comments, he's like, oh, I've talked to thousands, I've approached 1,000 women and none of them like me. Well, I mean, if you approached 1,000 women and struck out 1,000 times without getting one date, you're definitely fucking up and doing something wrong. There's something in either what you're doing or what you're saying or your body language or your physiology, and I can't tell those things, obviously, without talking to you or getting to know it. At least when I coach somebody, I talk to them for about a half hour, picking their brain, get them to tell me what they do and what they say when they interact with them. And then I can pick up what they're doing wrong. Because once they cut out what they're doing wrong and then they continue interacting with women, they'll because what's happening is they're basically blowing their chances with everyone because they're doing something that's causing them to get disqualified. And so when they cut out that behavior, then the women that at least initially look at him and go, well, yeah, he's kind of cute. Yeah, I guess I'd go out with him. That have that kind of attitude, they'll respond positively to you. And you'll go out on dates, and by doing everything right on the dates, you'll slowly get her to fall in love over time. I mean, for us guys, it's basically we look in her eyes, she's hot, hey, she's in. But for women, it's not like that because it's all about engaging their emotions. And it's going to take you doing almost everything right, at least 80% of the time. 80-90% of the time, you got to be doing things right. Or you're going to fuck it up and blow it, and she's going to reject you. So if you find this message of value, you can show your appreciation by going down to the Wibbia toolbar, which is at the bottom of your screen if you're watching this video on my website, and click the PayPal donate button and donate any amount that you feel is equal to the value of the information in this video. At the very least, please share this page with all your friends and family by clicking any one of the social network sharing buttons, which are also located in the Wibbia toolbar. And if you have a question that you want to ask me or a topic you'd like me to cover in a future video newsletter, click the Contact Me tab on the left-hand side of your screen and send me 3 or 4 paragraphs detailing your situation, and just give me several days to get back to you with a response because I get a boatload of emails, and plus I got to take care of my paying customers first. And if you'd like to talk to me right away so I can help you with a specific challenge or situation that you're encountering in your own life, click the Products tab at the top of your screen and just follow the instructions. And I will talk to you soon, my friends.